A leaking radiator can be an extremely frustrating experience. This problem is usually easy to fix, as it can be repaired yourself with the right tools. It is important to check the cooling system for signs of leakage before attempting to fix the problem yourself. If you can't figure out the source of the problem, it may be caused by a damaged gasket or cap. It is also possible that other parts of the cooling system are faulty, which will lead to additional repair costs. A faulty radiator overflow tank will lead to hot coolant leaking into the radiator and damaging the hoses. In this case, you will have to replace the hoses, and the clogged cooling system will not run at peak performance. Another common reason for overflowing radiators is a faulty radiator cap. This type of cap can cause the overflow, because of how it keeps the coolant in the system. If you suspect that your radiator has an overflow problem, you should immediately call a repair specialist. A faulty radiator cap can cause the coolant to leak, which can lead to a number of issues. If the overflow cap leaks, the coolant will be able to escape through the hoses and will end up inside the vehicle. The best way to remedy the problem is to replace the cap and replace the leaking radiator hoses as soon as possible. If you suspect that your radiator is leaking, drain the coolant from the engine and inspect it carefully. Check for cracks and discoloration on the hoses. Ensure that the cap is properly attached and is not loose. If the cap is loose or cracked, the leak may be caused by a faulty coolant valve. The leak will require a professional mechanic to repair it. In some cases, a faulty radiator cap may require the replacement of the whole radiator. Changing the radiator is the most common type of radiator repair. It is important to get this repaired before it leads to further damage to your car. A leaking radiator can also cause high engine temperatures and an overheated engine. Your car's temperature gauge will be lit when the coolant reaches a dangerous level, which could cause complete failure of your vehicle. It is important to check the overflow outlet of your radiator. If you notice that your radiator has lost coolant, it's time to visit a mechanic. The condition of a radiator may indicate that it needs to be repaired. A leaking radiator can cause an overheated engine. It is important to have it repaired as soon as possible. When you notice a low coolant level, take it to the mechanic immediately. You should have the radiator checked out as soon as possible. A leaking radiator can lead to overheating. It can also cause coolant to leak out of the reservoir tank. In the case of a leaking radiator, you should call a mechanic as soon as possible. Regardless of the type of radiator, it can be repaired with ease. By following these tips, you will be on your way to a healthy engine. This article will help you learn how to diagnose and fix a leaking radiator. A cracked or broken radiator overflow outlet can be fixed by using an airless plastic welder. Luckily, this is a relatively easy DIY repair. Using a Dremel tool with a 6121T teardrop cutter bit and an airless plastic welder, you can fix the problem yourself and save a lot of money. You'll also be saving money on a new radiator, as the repair will save you money on the labor costs of hiring a mechanic. A welder is an excellent tool for repairing cracked polyethylene parts. It is used to repair a cracked or broken radiator. It works well on vehicles that have a plastic overflow outlet. It can be fixed with a plastic welder in a matter of minutes. It only requires a Dremel tool with a 6121T teardrop cutter bit and a polyethylene welding rod.